Hello, everyone. First and foremost, let's give Lucas a hand. Thank you very much. I think he took care of everything. So, Maria, Diane, we can leave. What you will see is some general images of our company. So I'm not going to be as specific as the previous presentation, but talk much more in general terms. The fact that we are an international company, we came to Athens 4 years ago and opened a studio in Vouliameni. It was almost more of a hobby because I wanted to have a reason to come back to the motherland. My mother is Greek, and I apologize that this is in English and not Greek, but you'll understand me, I promise you, much better in the English language. So what happened was that even though we opened it on a wing and a prayer, we've become exceedingly busy thanks to the vibrant market here in Greece at the moment in general, not just in Athens. Our company specializes in high-end residential, boutique, specialized boutique hotels, restaurants, and hospitality. And we are originally from London with offices in Los Angeles and Chicago. So what we have found is that in the last 4 years, and we want to thank Greece for this, is our offices here in Athens have become the busiest out of all our chains. And the reason for that is obviously the uptick in the market, both in hospitality, residential, property investments, etc. So as you can see, these are some of the projects we have, not just here in Greece. This particular one is the Ritz-Carlton in Chicago, but it gives you an indication of the quality and the attention to detail that we give. So today's subject is all about wellness. So what I'm going to do is transform you a little bit back to California. How many of you have been to California? Quite a few. So what I want to explain to you is that Californians live their life with wellness every single day. This is why we have skateboards. This is why we have snowboarding. This is why we have all the water sports that we would never think of doing here. Is because their attention to detail is not just how hard they work, but we've all heard the same terminology that they play hard. And wellness is a very big part of that. So most Californians can't wait to leave their cell phones in the car and hit the beach. And the misconception is the fact that Greek yogurt, when you go to a grocery store in America, I counted in one grocery store 42 types of Greek yogurt. This is fantastic for Greece. The problem is that everyone in America who goes shopping for Greek yogurt think that Greeks and visiting Greece, that we all live a very full wellness life here. Unfortunately, we don't. But this is changing thanks to great architecture, thanks to what Diane's doing and Maria, and what we're doing to the personal homes and the hospitality world, which is bringing wellness into these arenas. And that can happen in many ways. Most people think that wellness is when you go to a gym or you go to a big spa. But wellness starts with us from the moment you wake up. And it's so important. The way you look, the way you smell, the way you act is part of your wellness. Unfortunately, and it's sitting right on there on the seat, is my mobile phone. I find it a real tragedy that nowadays our phone has to tell us how well we are, how many steps we take, what our heartbeat is, and many other rhythmic responses. So what we want to do and what we've been doing is instigating and including wellness into our clients' lives. And we do that by listening to them very carefully about what they want and how they want it. Because when you go to a gym is designed and made for everybody. But not everybody is that somebody. So we listen to what our clients want. We listen to what they want to live, how they want to live their lives in their home and when they travel. So as Lucas made a wonderful point and great illustrations, is that this, for example, is a wonderful private residence in Lefkada. And there was a lot of emphasis put in creating a spa environment in someone's home. And it became actually the foundation of the home. As opposed to being an afterthought, it was where we started. and 1/3 of the floor space in the particular villa is dedicated to the spa. And I'm sure a lot of you would love to go there after today's walking around and talking and feet hurting, etc. This would be lovely to be. Again, this is very soothing. We take, as designers, it's very important to us to listen not to the client, but also to instigate what we learn from our world travels. The quality of the fabrics, the way the feel of the fabrics. It's not just the longevity, it's not just the cost. It's about how we can create an interior which personifies that individual, that family, their lifestyle, and how they want to live their lifestyle. And at the same time, as architects and designers, it's our responsibility to take them on a journey, to take them beyond what they already know. That's our responsibility. So Maria and Diana can talk a little bit more about that because they are very much and very well tuned. And then the other part of what architecture and design is the touchy-feely part of the world of wellness. So is everyone okay? Is everyone understanding everything I'm saying? I know it's in English, but I see people smiling, so this is a good thing. What I wanted to also touch on is that Greece has now a great opportunity to really become a world leader in hospitality and wellness. Why do I say that? And that's that we, and I should point this out, I didn't write this down, but 2 weeks ago, Condé Nast magazine voted Greece the #1 country in the world. Crete was the number 4 in the world. So you had Greece #1 and then Crete #4. This is lovely news, and I think there's a way with using professionals that today's panel and beyond, if you instigate them into your projects right from the beginning, you can capture this market that is a growing market worldwide, and Greece can certainly become a leader in this. We have the islands, we have the water, we have the air, we have the history, the heritage, and our old prophets who actually proclaimed wellness as being part of what we should have in our lives every day. So it's almost incumbent upon us to really take advantage of this. The other thing that we have in Greece at the moment, as you've all probably noticed, from both west, east, north, and south, is a huge international clientele that is visiting Greece. If you come to California, if you go to upstate New York, if you go to the Maldives, if you go to India, you will find that wellness has certainly superseded what we do here. Although there is some resorts here which are exemplary and are up there in the world standings, we still do not have the following or the attention to detail that other companies determine and request and are absolutely and very detailed about providing to their clientele when they visit their premises, their hotel, the resort, or whatever the residence may be. So it is incumbent again upon us to be able to provide that in the best possible detail, but not just to a world standard, but create a standard that becomes a Greek standard. And this way we can turn things around so that the world can look at us and say, what can we learn for this opportunity that we're being given? So how many of you have been to London? Exactly. So when you go to London, when you get off the plane, what do you think of? Fish and chips? You think of shopping Bond Street, you think of Buckingham Palace, and you get a smile on your face, you get excited, you want to walk the streets, even if it's raining, and you think you're like Gene Kelly and you're going to get an umbrella, but you're going to get wet, because you never know when it's going to rain in London. That's part of wellness. That's part of feeling good. That is there with you all the time. So for that same reason, this is something that should live with you all the time, and something you should, and we should all, including myself, demand all the time. So recently I was reading something, because I travel a great deal, and I thought at first it was very stupid, because when you travel a lot, how many of you have had jet lag when you travel long distance? How many of you like jet lag? One. Just because you want to sleep a lot, that's why. So I just read recently from a wellness expert in Sweden that said, and I'm sure Maria knows this, that when you travel, and I've never done this before, when you land in the particular city, you take your shoes off and ground yourself to the closest grass or sand. And apparently, some famous people in Los Angeles are doing this right now. I don't know it's a fad, but you can tell us, Maria, if it works. Apparently it works because what it does, it grounds you. So I promise you, when I go to Los Angeles on Wednesday, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take pictures of me walking on grass, so you can add it to the photo reel, and I can let you know if that works. But what I'm getting to is that there's some very simple things we can do in our lives that really work. I will try this. Then we can do the opposite, which is to a destination. And as Lucas made a wonderful presentation, architecture is a very, very visual, tactile experience. Before you even get somewhere, you're going to see the building. As soon as you enter the building, it's already given you a history, a story, a feeling. As designers, then the designer is responsible to personify the architect's attention to detail and what the story is. Then you go to Maria, then you go to Diane, and what they will do is add the layers which are very important to make that entity successful. In order to make that entity successful, there's one thing that Greece has to learn. And this is something which I'm critical about. And if you want to throw tomatoes at me, that's fine, because I'm very quick and I can duck. But professionals are here to help your life and enhance your life in your business endeavors. We're not here to steal money, because the usual entity here is, oh my God, 20,000? I know someone who can do it for 14. But 14 may be 14. But someone is charging you 20, maybe giving you 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 dollars worth or euros worth of history, quality, and attention to detail. So don't be worried and don't be concerned about getting the lowest quote. Pay attention to who you're talking to and what are the deliverables and what they've done in the past. This is what you should be looking at. At the beginning, just to let you know, in America, when companies put down the expense sheet and they look at what they're going to be spending on a project, they automatically put 10 to 15% for professional fees. This is understood from the get-go. Here, many times we don't see that. I'm not being critical, but what I'm trying to explain is if we're going to capture and really become world leaders in Greece, we have all the elements and all the possibilities to make wellness part of our world and export this like we did with yogurt, then pay attention to your professionals, because they won't put you wrong most of the time. It is a very valuable lesson, and that's why Jamie Jameson, a very famous lady who writes on interior design matters in the United States, said, for the same money, I can make something look really good, but a professional can make it look great for the same money. So if I can finish by just saying, please give Greece the opportunity that it deserves and bring it to the forefront in the world of wellness. It had it in the past, and we have 42 yogurts sitting in a Los Angeles grocery store, someone saying, help us build on this history. So thank you very much for listening.
James.